This is Donna, and we are at the CBA Unite Conference in Nashville, and we just finished a Facebook Live on the More Than a Review Facebook page, and Rhonda has agreed to talk to us a little bit more about women's encouragement. And when you hear her story, it's just amazing, and it just helps me to realize that no matter how old we are, and we are not that old, but
we're not.
You don't have to be in your 20s to just change your career and do something different. And so I'm going to let her share a little bit, and she has a great new CD that she's going to talk about also. But Rhonda, I'll let you start and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I am a mother of four. I have 2 grandchildren, and I've been doing music, or pursuing it anyways, for about 20 some odd years now. I've done Christian albums, but everything was always, kind of in the background. It wasn't really a forefront thing. It never ever alluded to that. And so about 10 years ago, I got involved in the Christian book industry, and I started working with authors and speakers and doing that. And, I feel like, I had to pull back a little bit. I was telling this story last night where I felt like I had said, God, I love the nations. Like, just give me the people. And he's like, you want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. He's like, are you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. And I'm traveling the United States at that point, getting sometimes to sing in front of some really big crowds of women for women's ministry things, a couple thousand people at a time. And I'm like, going women of faith. I'm going in. Like, this is my dream. God goes, are you ready? And I said, yes. And he goes, go home. Oh. Like, for real. He said, give it back. Wow. And so at that point, I handed it over. And I remember being told, someone said, I remember when music was really important to me. And felt like it's where I was going. I studied it in college, and I knew that's what I wanted. But God, sometimes you just have to give it up. And I walked away going, I don't know, how could I give up something that is who I am? And people would say, when you do music, it's like it radiates from you. It's who you are. When you're worshiping, that's who you are. And so I didn't get it, but it wasn't working. Yeah. And so basically, it was probably about 10 years now into that, where, I've led worship and some different things at my church, but for the most part, music has not been the forefront. Wow. And so this album is really crazy. I was here at this place. Wow, this is goosebumps. Okay, so I was here at this building, the Gaylord Opryland in Nashville, for NRB. It's National Religious Broadcasters. And I remember it's my first time to Nashville. I'd given up my thoughts that I'm ever going to really live this dream. And so I come flying down through the clouds, and the pilot says, you're coming into Nashville, and tears started pouring out the corner of my eyes. And I just remembered thinking, I'm coming here to record a country album someday. And I declared that for 6 years. I'm coming to Nashville to record a country album someday. And 6 months after having brain surgery, which if you guys listen to the live feed, you'll get to hear that a little bit. But literally in 2016, I had just said I was going to make a country album. I had written this song like 3 years ago called Someday, and it was a duet. I'd never write duets. I didn't even know why I wrote the song. It scared everybody when I was like, someday, this song is really cool. I literally was standing on the streets of Nashville exactly 6 months after laying in ICU for an aneurysm and getting ready for brain surgery. And I was about to record a country album. Someday is the title of this album. Wow. And so it was just weird to watch that come to life. Like, I literally recorded Someday in Nashville. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. That is cool.
Anyways.
So I was going to ask, so you have your music, you also have your publicity for the book. So give us some tips on time management. Like, how are you managing all that?
Don't ask me. Girl, you're asking the wrong person. I'm the worst. I don't know why God gave me this job. I'm one of those people that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's like, squirrel, or there's a sale at Macy's. I have no idea how I get to do what I do. I really don't. But somehow I'm a get her done kind of a girl, and I do my finest work in the last hour after I've procrastinated the whole time. So I would actually love some time management tips from anybody who has anything remotely close to time management, but I don't know how I do it. But I think it's because there's freedom in both of the things I do, and they're both creative, and as long as I could take it with me, I can get it done. I forgot about this. I thank God for internet, and that it goes where we go.
Wow.
But that's my time management.
And so my friends on there know I'm definitely squirrel.
I'm
we
so
can relate
bad.
there.
I'm so bad.
So any tips on people who feel overwhelmed? Anything that, you could give them advice on?
If you feel overwhelmed, the biggest thing that I've learned, I learned it actually from Bill Carmichael, who's here at Deep River Books, who I'm representing all his authors right now, is stop, be calm, and start, draw yourself a bullseye. I had to do this in my life because I'm a yes sayer. So I'll do whatever it is, and everybody comes to me because they know that as crazy as I am definitely that girl that tell Rhonda to do it because she'll do it really good and she'll get it done fast and she'll say yes. So I had to draw a bullseye, and he literally grabbed a piece of paper and drew a circle. So this is your bullseye. This is what you're doing here, here, and 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 here. Which one of those hits the mark? And I was like, well, I think God's asking me to do this. So I put it in the bullseye, and he's like, what about this one? That's kind of secondary, isn't it? I go, yeah, because that lives outside the bullseye. And I literally did that with everything that I was touching, trying to accomplish, all these things, whatever. Like, what really hits the mark? Not what, but I like that. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you like it, but it's killing you. Yeah. And literally a lot of our own anxieties and worries and stresses are because we're doing things that don't live inside the bullseye. And so that's something and it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to remind yourself, is that my bullseye? Nope. And if it is, then live it, go for it.
Oh,
so
that's great advice.
Great
advice. What's something you would tell your younger self?
Lay off the chocolate. Exercise, eat right, sleep good. Yeah, whatever. I tell myself all those things. I would tell, I'll tell you exactly what I would tell my younger self. It kind of falls in line with what we just said, because I literally just said it. A 22-year-old was writing a post saying how they were struggling. I couldn't believe the wisdom in this 22-year-old saying, I've spent so much time. He was listening to a song, and it was the idea of it, whatever it was, am I better today than I was yesterday? He's like, I'm not better today than I was yesterday. And it made me cry. Like, he's talking about crying. And to me, I was like, you're only 22. Yeah. And I literally wrote that. If I could, I just went through 2 decades of pain and suffering and things because I spent time and effort and tons of energy on people and things and stuff that didn't really matter. It wasn't big picture stuff. So if I could tell myself something early on, I would say, quit wasting your time on the small stuff. Yeah. I mean, I learned from it. I grew from it. God always works everything out for good. It's who I am today. And we use it. But, man, if we could focus earlier on the stuff that matters, and it kind of falls in line with that bullseye. Yeah. But if I'm spending time with someone that's just draining my energy or keeping me from my dreams and my focuses or what God's calling me, then that's not worth my time. So that's what I would say, for sure.
So let's close out on what achievement are you the most proud of?
I'm most, is it a mommy thing to say, but just kids, I mean, I haven't been the best mom. I feel that it's been really, really difficult and hard. I started out in rough circumstances as a single mom, and I've been through a lot of things. And I don't know what it's fair to say, but I mean, I literally am a poster child. I've been through single mom, adoption, and abortion. And to overcome that and to know that God still loves me and to feel empowered and that I actually can still live out dreams even though I didn't get to go to college. I have no business being here being a PR agent. But I'm here with 7 authors right now and working for some really big authors in the United States right now with Bruce Wilkinson and Freedom Redon. Like my biggest accomplishment right now is just saying, I don't know how I'm going to do it, God, but you do. And so I say yes because you said yes. And so that to me is a huge accomplishment to know I had no skills, but I learned them. Yeah. I feel really proud of my job. Yeah. And so if I were to encourage people today, we all have these like things we're really excited about, but we're like, oh, I can't do it because, well, quit saying that. If you want it, just try it because you don't know, you might be really great at it. And so, now I own a company, Bring It On Communications. I've been doing it for 10 years, and I've made some really great connections. So I don't want to be told no, and neither should you. Just go for it. And if you fail, it's not because you didn't try, right?
Yeah.
So
and you're never going to regret trying.
Never. Always regret not
Exactly.
trying, it'll just pass right by you.
Wow.
But don't ever say you can't if you didn't try it. That's really, cliche. It's a cliche, but it's really, really true that, I could have easily said, I'm just not educated. I'm just not skilled enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have this. I don't have that. But it didn't stop me. So here I am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I just love your story. I think it's so encouraging, and I just appreciate that you took the time and in your busy life there, just everything going on, that you took the time to kind of share with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. See you.